If you are wondering how to download SteamOS on your AYN Thor or any other Android device for that matter, for most part anyway, you can go ahead and get SteamOS Armada installation. It'll go directly into SteamOS from your memory card. So if you are wondering, hey, can I run this off your memory card? Absolutely. In fact, for this installation, you are going to need a few things. You're first going to need a microSD card, one that you're willing to format, and you will lose all the stuff on it. You're going to need an SD adapter so that you can plug it into your computer and format it. Then we're going to go over to VirtuDude Armada installation. This is a Linux-based SteamOS installation. It boots directly into SteamOS, and some great work has been done on this so far. So I'll let you guys know a little bit about the performance here shortly. But you're going to look at the releases on the right-hand side, click Releases, and then you're going to download this image.gz. So the .img.gz, and you're actually going to keep it in that format. Just to let you know, this is technically an experimental build. I haven't had any issues with it, but do flash at your own risk. And so go ahead and download this image.gz and do not extract it. If you extract it, then you are going to have an issue when it comes to your actual flashing. So for flashing, I do recommend using Balena Escher, not because I'm paid, but because it is free. And most people use it for flashing memory cards when it comes to booting your Android devices. It's proven to be pretty reliable, whether using Mac OS X. I've used it as well on Mac, or on PC. It seems to work pretty well. So go ahead and download this image. Then we're going to move over and get Balena Escher. Once you have both those things downloaded and you have your memory card plugged in, we're going to go ahead and go into Balena Escher. Once you open Balena Escher, you should see a few things. And first, when it opens, it's going to ask you to go ahead and select your file. So you're first going to select your file for this. So remember wherever you saved your image. And again, select the actual image when you do that. Do not extract that image. Be very careful when you are flashing anything. And that's my recommendation. So as you can see, it will give you some warnings to say, hey, do not flash over a drive that is a big drive, because you do not want to overwrite your operating system on your computer. So just know that that is a possibility. If you choose the wrong drive, do not choose the wrong drive. Make sure you get the right gigabytes for your SD card, and you're selecting the right SD card. Then we're going to move over. You're going to insert the SD card inside of your system, boot it up to Android Normal. Find your files folder, however you do get to your files folder. And then you're going to go to the upper left-hand side. On the upper left-hand side, you're actually going to click on your memory card, and it should say EFI system. So you should see an actual memory card there with an EFI system. If you do not, you might have flashed the wrong thing, or flashed the disk, or extracted too much. If not, just try flashing again. You can overwrite it. It shouldn't be an issue. Okay, and so here you're going to copy the Rocknix ABL folder. That's the auto bootloader folder. And for those of you who are wondering, this is based off of Rocknix installation as well. However, you do not have the ESDE front end, so it again boots directly into Steam, lets you log right in and do all your things. So copy that folder. Then you're going to move over to your actual internal device memory. So we're going to go to the upper hand corner and move over to the internal device memory, and you're going to copy it to internal device memory. Once you do that, once you copy it to internal device memory, what you're going to do from there is move directly over to your main screen, go into settings. You are looking for the AYN Thor settings. However you want to get to the AYN Thor settings is fine by me. But once you go to the AYN Thor settings, you're going to scroll all the way down. And when you scroll all the way down, you should see a couple of things. And the last thing almost is run script as root. So when you run script as root, you're going to be able to actually take some scripts out of this folder and back up your bootloader, as well as load the new bootloader. So now we're going to find the bootloader folder that we put on our internal device. You're going to select your device, which for the AYN Thor is the SM8550, so 8550, and that's the architecture for this and many other devices. But you're going to back up. So the option you're looking is backup abl.sh. Do not choose the flash abl.sh yet. So first run the script, backup abl.sh. You'll see at the bottom, it will say completed, and then run your Flash. And then once you run both of those scripts, you can close everything here, turn off your device completely. And then when you do, hold volume down and hold power. Once you hold volume down and power, it's going to show a bootloader now. And that should get you in it. You'll have it vibrate as normal at startup. And then you're going to switch over by using the volume keys. You toggle to set device model. And once we toggle to the set device model, you're going to click power is how you select. So volume up and down is to select, change, and power is to select. And when you go into device model, you're going to select AYN Thor, which is about 5 down. So once you select the AYN Thor using the volume rockers and the power button to actually select it, you are then going to go to the main menu. And once you're on the main menu, you are looking to switch your boot mode. So select to switch boot mode and then click the power key and you will see Linux listed here under the new boot mode. You just click the power key one more time, by the way. And once you do that, it is going to boot directly into Linux. And then you are going to start SteamOS. And it will ask you to log in. Everything should boot up correctly at this point. It might take a couple of minutes of black screen. Do not worry. Don't freak out. Don't hold power. That little flash of the screen is normal. And then you just want to wait. Wait. Even if it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you should be fine. Again, it's running off your memory card, and you can always get back to that bootloader, and you switch back to your Android just by, again, clicking the switch bootloader. All right. So use those volume keys, use the power key, and switch back to Android, and you're good to go. And now whatever bootloader you're on previously is the one that will boot next time that you boot. So if you shut down on Steam, when you turn it back on, it's going to start on Steam. If you shut down on Android, when you turn it back on, it's going to start on Android. So that's actually a pretty nice thing depending on what your preference is. I prefer to usually be in Android because it's faster for most part. I do like the performance better and the selectability of using both screens. I love SteamOS, so once this gets better, I may consider running it for my PC games. However, for right now, Game Native and Game Hub still seem to provide slightly better performance overall. However, again, having many Steam devices, I really love SteamOS, so I can't wait for this to get better. Good job, Virtue Dude. And thanks so much again. Please hit a like, subscribe if you like this video, and I appreciate you all. Thanks.